Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arnie Diaz Show. Today's show, a review of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is A24's latest slasher film. With an ensemble cast of young women and Pete Davidson, this slasher definitely delivers on the laughs and definitely delivers on a lot of the thrills as well. I really did enjoy most of this movie. It really is more of a send up of classic slasher movies, kind of like the original Sleepaway Camp or the original Friday the 13th, and even Scream by a lot of the satire as well. And there is a lot of that in this. Besides its kind of slasher motif, this really is a huge satire about Gen Z and our world at large as we all live in the internet nowadays, in the internet age. And I think that all really does blend well together. I also think that it's shot really well. It's definitely a lower budget film, and it all takes place during a hurricane, which keeps everybody in one home. But there are certain scenes where the actors themselves are lighting scenes with their phones and flashlights, and it actually works really well. There really is some kind of really low budget, well done cinematography here. The beginning of the movie is kind of illustrated in the trailers, kind of a party teen movie that then turns sinister. And I really do like the performances here. The ensemble cast of girls here is really fantastic. And I believe that people who really like this movie are going to love it because of those performances. I genuinely believe the acting is the best part of this movie. A couple standouts here are Amandla Steinberg and Maria Baklava. I hope I'm saying that right. They actually play a lesbian couple in the movie, and the story kind of revolves around their relationship. The plot of this movie is really a whodunit more than it is a slasher, and by the end, it really gives into its comedy horror tropes. At the beginning of the movie, you are introduced to a friend group who, like many friend groups, have different relationships with each other and have a lot of history. And this history really informs the rest of the movie. In the style of Knives Out or a Clue, this has a lot of whodunit aspects to it. And there really is true moments of tension here that are really augmented by really, really solid performances. The satire about Gen Z and the way they interact with the internet and the way they interact with everyone in the world is also really funny. It's done well here. It's funny. I've laughed out loud several times in the audience, and there was definitely some times where other people in the audience who are probably of Gen Z laughed that I didn't laugh because they got the jokes a little bit more than I did. But you really don't need to understand those things to enjoy this movie for what it is. It's a really well done teen slasher that has a lot of satire and a lot to say about the way we're growing up with the internet and things like that. But with really good horror here, there are some really awesome moments of tension here that are also done really well with the lighting and cinematography. And the score is really done well here as well. The interactions between the girls are really the meat of the story. There are several moments in this movie where there are interactions between people where I was truly at the edge of my seat a lot more than I was for some of the actual slasher moments in the movie. And that's because the cast of characters here is really good. The chemistry is just coming off of the screen with all of these girls. They all do such a spectacular job of really selling the tension and really selling the relationship roles that they have given each other. And I think that's where most people are going to really like this movie. If you really buy into the friendships and the interactions between these girls, you're going to love this movie. My biggest criticism is that it really does toe the line between a horror comedy and outright horror movie. And by the end, it doesn't all come together for me. But I do believe that it will come together for a lot of people. It's just that for me, towards the end, when it kind of became a little bit more of a comedy than it was a slasher, it just didn't land well for me. I didn't find it hilarious. I did find it funny, but it just didn't land with me the way that I think it was meant to. I give Bodies, Bodies, Bodies like 7.5 out of 10. A really enjoyable, fun teen slasher movie with incredible satire that really has some really funny things to say, but with a really top thriller that is augmented by really good performances by the girls here. Great moments of tension, awesome cinematography in a kind of smaller slasher movie. To me, it doesn't completely pay off in the end, but I really think a lot of people are going to enjoy this movie for what it is. It's funny, it's scary, and the performances are really good here. Thank you.